Do you sometimes have days where you feel absolutely amazing? You feel aligned, you feel centered, you feel grounded, you feel joyful and happy, and your day is just amazing. And then maybe you are having other days, and maybe more of those days that you would like, where things don't go the way you want, where you don't feel aligned, where all kind of things go wrong, and you're wondering what is going on, what happened. You see, the thing is, those days when you feel absolutely great, that's when you're feeling absolutely in alignment. That's when you're connected to your soul self, when you're in soul alignment. You're taking soul-inspired steps. You're just in the flow. And those days that don't really go the way you would like, where you're feeling all kind of not so good things, that's when you're absolutely in misalignment. You are disconnected from your soul self. And that's where you're experiencing so many disruptions and challenges during those times when you're disconnected from your soul self. But now imagine a life where you would actually live each day in absolute soul alignment, where each day feels easy, you're in the flow, you're experiencing life in a higher way. And you have less of those not so pleasant days. In this video, I want to share with you, for one, what does it really mean to live a soul-led life? And also share some practical tips and steps with you of what you can do on a day-to-day basis to stay in soul alignment. So all your decisions and actions and things that you do are led by soul, where you're always staying in that flow state rather than the challenging state of being. So if you would like to learn how you can stay in soul alignment, definitely stay tuned, watch through the video so you can find out all about how you can achieve this flow state on a day-to-day basis. Now you may wonder, well, what exactly does it mean to live a soul-led life? Now, I'm pretty sure if you're here watching this, you already have somewhat of a sense, but maybe you're not quite sure if what you are experiencing, if that really means that you are really in soul alignment. So let me share with you some signs and some indicators of what living a soul-led life really means. First and foremost, when you're living a soul-led life, you always feel that deep inner alignment. You do what you feel called to do. What feels in alignment, not what you think you should do or what other people tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but no, you are choosing based on what you feel called to do, what you feel inspired to do. Think like that, you're kind of like the rebel, right? Because you're doing what you feel called to do, no matter what other people say, what other people think is the right thing or not, or even what your limited self thinks you should be doing to keep you in that limited state of being. When you live a soul-led life, you're also living your soul's higher calling. You're doing the work that your soul has come here to do, has chosen to do to make a bigger impact in the world, to live a more fulfilling life. And you actually do live a more fulfilling life as well when you are in soul alignment, when you are living a soul-led life. You also listen more to your own wise counsel, your inner guidance, more so than anything outside of you. That yes, you may hear what other people say, what other people teach. You may even, learn from other people, but you only take from it what is in alignment and release anything else. You're listening more to your own higher counsel or wise counsel from within over anyone that is outside of you, because the only person that knows what's best for you is, your soul, you, that higher part within you. No one outside of you can tell you what is best for you. Yeah, they can make recommendations, they can make suggestions, but at the end of the day, it is up to you what you choose is right for you. No one can tell you that. And if you ever followed someone else's guidance, even though it didn't quite feel right, but you did it anyways because, they told you this is what you need to do, and then it didn't work out, that is because you were not in soul alignment. So when you're living a soul-led life, you're listening to your own wise counsel before you listen to anyone else. You also make decisions and take steps and actions based on what you feel inspired to do. So here it's not about thinking, well, what should I do today? No, you're tuning in like, okay, what do I feel inspired to do today? You're letting your soul guide you. You're letting your soul lead you. You're listening more to your soul's nudges in what steps to take, what actions to take, what is in alignment, what is not in alignment, what is actually misaligned. And whatever is misaligned, you're like then tuning in, okay, well, what can I do instead? And then you're shifting course based on what feels in alignment. You also never take actions based on fear or doubt or feeling like you have to force yourself to do it. No, there's that flow state. You're really in that flow state. Everything just flows. And sometimes that actually means like not doing anything at all and being okay with that too. You also have that deep inner trust in yourself, in your actions, in how things are going. You just have that deep inner trust that you are on the right path, that you're right where you're meant to be, and everything is working out to your highest and greatest good, or something even better. You're also being led and guided by that higher power. Never by outside sources or outside influences, but no, you're being guided, you're being led by that higher power. That's what it means to live a soul-led life. Does that sound inspiring? Would you like to learn how to live more of that soul-led life? Then let me share with you some practical tips and steps of what you can do to really stay in that soul alignment, step into that flow state of being on a day-to-day basis. First and foremost, I want to invite you to daily connect with your soul self. And the way you can do this is you tune into your heart. You want to get out of your head, drop into your heart, and you call forth your soul, your higher self. The way I do this, I just tune in. I connect deeply. I close my eyes to do this so I can really tune in. And then I call forth my soul. And I say, I now call forth my soul. I now call forth my higher self. Please step forward and connect with me. And then I feel somewhat of an inner sitting up. Feeling somewhat of an inner wholeness. And then from that place, I then act. And here what I want to invite you to do is do that too. Connect to your soul self on a day-to-day basis, even multiple times a day. Especially right before you take any actions or want to make a decision or whatnot, connect with soul first, connect with your higher self, and then check in. How does that feel? How does that resonate with you? Is this in alignment or not? If yes, then go for it. If no, then tune in a little bit more to see, okay, what feels out of alignment here? Is this a complete no, that this strategy, this thing that I want to do, whatever it is, the decision I want to make is an absolute no? Or is there something about it that requires some shifting and changing? Tune into all aspects of whatever that is to get into alignment, because sometimes it's not the whole thing that is out of alignment. It might just be a certain part about it, or how you go about it, or how you feel about it, that is out of alignment. So by you tuning in and connecting your soul self on a day-to-day basis, for one, you're making that connection. You're getting to know yourself on that deep inner level. And then from that place, you can then act. You can make decisions. You can make choices and things like that. But tuning in on a day-to-day basis, connecting with your soul self is so very important, because it's about living a soul-led life. You can't live a soul-led life by always just being connected to your ego mind, right? And totally forgetting to connecting to your soul self. So make it a habit during the day to consistently connect with your soul self. If you're noticing that you're feeling a little off again, okay, I'm disconnected. So let's tune in again. Let's connect with my soul self again. And then from that place, show up, respond, go about your day. And then also, follow your soul's higher calling. Do what your soul is nudging you to step into. Whether it is maybe starting something or evolving into something, maybe starting something new, maybe going in a complete different direction, do what you feel called to be doing and do more of that. Because when you do what your soul is nudging you to do, then you are in soul alignment as well. If you're always just taking actions and doing things that you think you should be doing, well, then thinking is ego territory, right? That's not led by soul. And that often causes interferences, disruptions, challenges, and you feeling not okay. You feeling very misaligned. So do more of what you're feeling called to be doing, what your soul is nudging you to be doing. Now, yes, that can cause you to feel quite pushed and maybe stretched, because you feel like you're being pushed outside of your comfort zone. Perfectly fine. Connect more with soul. Whenever you're feeling stretched, that is your ego being afraid of stepping into your fullest, truest, authentic soul self. So here and also connect to soul. Whenever you're in fear, whenever you're in doubt, connect with soul. because your soul knows what's best for you. Your soul knows what is to your highest and greatest good. Your ego does not. Your ego wants you to stay in limitation, don't want you to venture out and do anything that could actually improve your life, right? Because that's unknown to the ego, right? The ego doesn't know what that is, so it wants to resist that, right? So whenever you're in limitation, drop into your heart, connect back with soul, and then listen to, well, what does my soul want to do right now? How does my soul want to go about this? What do I feel inspired to step into? And then do that. Then also develop deep inner trust. Trust is very important. When we're talking about living a soul-led life, you gotta trust, because you're trusting that part within you that you haven't really listened to for quite some time, maybe most of your life, right? So you want to develop that trust that no matter what, as long as it feels soul-inspired, it is the right thing for you. Listening to your soul is so important. And then trusting it, trusting the guidance that you have received. And then acting up on the guidance while trusting that it is the right thing for you to do. Trusting that it is going to work out to your highest and greatest good. And maybe even better than what you ever thought possible. And then also check in with your soul on a day-to-day basis. Check in, communicate. You can maybe even do automatic writing, or you can do that during meditation. You can ask questions to your soul. One question you can ask, it's a simple one, like on a day-to-day basis, like, what is important for me to know today? What does my soul want to step into today? Or what is important for me to know about X, Y, and Z? Whatever question you feel called to ask, but those simple questions can give you some insights into, well, what is important for you to know right now in this moment for today? Or even what does your soul want you to step into? Or what does your soul want you to create or to express through you? Things like that. Communicating with soul on a day-to-day basis is so very important to also receive higher guidance as well. Soul guidance. Right? So you can do this with automatic writing, or you can do this during meditation, whatever way you want to do, or just tuning in and just having a conversation with your soul. Very beneficial, but communicating with your soul self on a day-to-day basis is so important to receive the guidance, to be or to stay in soul alignment. Then another tip here is practice daily mindfulness, where you're really tuning in, you're tuning into the stillness, you're calming down your ego mind, because your ego likes to chatter, right? So by you tuning in, by meditating, by becoming mindful, you're tuning out your ego. When you do that, you're more easily able to hear soul guidance. And that's what's really important. So have a daily practice of just tuning into that stillness, quieting down your mind is very beneficial. And finally is work through your shadows, your fears, your doubts, your limitations, and all of those things that are keeping you deeply connected to your ego self, to your limited self, your ego, the 3D world, right? You want to work through that. You want to do your shadow work. You want to work through those fears and doubts and whatever is holding you back, because those things are keeping you disconnected and they're interfering with you connecting with your soul self. If you're having a hard time really connecting with your soul self, really living that soul-led life, that is most often because of those doubts, the fears and things that you have, because, well, you got to trust your soul self. You got to take actions that are soul-inspired, but well, you think that this is the better thing to do, right? So there's this disconnect between your soul self and your ego self, right? Your limited self. And your limited self is always trying to derail you. So do your inner work, do your shadow work, work through your fears and the doubts and whatnot, so you can really open yourself up to connecting deeply and then to trust your soul's guidance. This is how you can live a soul-led life, a soul-aligned life, really stepping into your soul's higher calling, letting soul guide you every step of the way. And when you do that, when you connect deeply on a day-to-day basis and live that soul-led life, you feel more fulfilled, you feel more joyful, you're actually experiencing more success, abundance, happiness, fulfillment, whatever it is that you want. And life becomes easier because you're stepping into the flow state. You're always in the flow, never in resistance. And whenever you are becoming aware that you are in resistance, it's going to be easier for you to shift back into flow state. So this is it. This is how you can live a more soul-led life. And here I want to invite you, consider maybe also joining me in Transcendence, where I will assist you to live a more soul-led life, a more soul-inspired life, where I can assist you in overcoming the challenges, the doubts, the fears, whatever that's really holding you back from living your best life, your most soul-aligned life. Transcendence is a membership where you can receive ongoing support. We have weekly calls, monthly workshops, a private community, there's an online course portion. There's so much included inside Transcendence to really help you transcend into a higher way of being and living a soul-led life. So if that's of interest to you, link is in the description below. I would be honored if you were to join me in Transcendence. But here you go. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And also be sure to check out these two videos here. One is a video about how to trust your intuition and take those soul-aligned steps. And another video is about the daily practice for spiritual alignment. I think you're going to enjoy both of those. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video, hopefully also inside Transcendence. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.